Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors Dynasty. The Bows have found themselves in the Mountain West Conference Championship game against the UNLV Rebels, a team that we lost to back in Week 8, 48-38. This is a game where UNLV quarterback Anthony Calandria absolutely diced us up, going for 460 yards and 4 touchdowns. UNLV went undefeated in the Mountain West, their only losses coming out of conference against Penn State, Vandy, and Minnesota, but otherwise handled the Mountain West with relative ease, only really struggling against us, UTEP, and maybe a little bit against San Jose State. These are the two teams in the Mountain West with the highest points per game at 29.8 and 28.7 respectively, though Hawaii does have more total offensive yards and therefore more yards per game. Most of that though is through the air, as UNLV was pretty middle of the pack when it comes to the Mountain West, compared to Hawaii being first. But then the script flips for rushing yards, where UNLV was one of the top 3 teams and we were a bottom 3 team in the conference. These are the two teams in the Mountain West with the best rush defense, but Hawaii is the best at that by far. 500 less yards allowed on the ground than UNLV. But we are the worst pass defense, allowing the most passing yards by a lot in the conference. Two teams that had very similar seasons, though one managed to beat the other a few weeks ago, UNLV beating Hawaii earlier this season. Can we get revenge in the Mountain West Championship? In the Mountain West, the team with the best conference record gets to host the game, so it is home field advantage for the Rebels. Hawaii having to go on the road, as it's a handoff to Vailahi to start the day, and he'll pick up about 13. First and 10 from the 38. Davis hands off Brandon High. Another nice running lane up the middle and a solid pickup of 7. Second down and 3. Glenn Tandy now the back, and Tandy on the carry finds some running room, and the freshman with a first. Zaire Brissy checks into the game. Davis will throw over the middle, finding Brandon White, and that's another first down for the Bows. So on second down and 6, Brandon High is back in the game, and he will get close to the first, but is a couple yards short. Third and 2 for the Bows. A blitz being sent, a throw from Davis is knocked out of the hands of White, incomplete. And so the Rainbow Warriors will settle for a field goal attempt. That is good. We are on the board first. It is 3-0. So here comes the UNLV offense, led by Anthony Calandria, who absolutely cooked us in the Week 8 meeting, which UNLV won 48-38. A quick dump off to the tight end Xavier Watson will pick up 3 for their first play of the day. Second and 7. And it's play action. Hit as he throws. It's an interception on his way. Can he find his way to the end zone to the 10-5? A pick 6 for Hawaii. We had one interception all year. And then Zayden Maratarangi with a pick 6 here in the Mountain West Championship game. What a time to have the second interception on the year. It was thanks to a hit, actually, that it just wobbled right to Zayden. And this is Calandria. Noah Wiley not biting on the read option. Noah Wiley, only a sophomore. Hopefully we're going to see a lot more of him in the future. Really kind of had a breakout in the second half of the season. From the 21, Calandria play action, and then a dump off to the tight end, and he is just shy of the first. It's I formation for UNLV. I'm expecting probably a sneak here for Calandria. That's exactly what it is, and Anthony Calandria picks up the first. So just about a perfect start for the Rainbow Warriors. Now UNLV in a 2-score hole, as Calandria hit as he throws again, incomplete. One free blitzer did not get picked up. Calandria takes a big hit, and he's been taking a beating so far today. It's a 2nd and 10, and it's another play action. Calandria goes down. It's Ty Cole, and Anthony Calandria is exiting with an injury. Obviously, I do not know the severity of this injury yet, but that promotes Brady Hart to the starting quarterback position. It looks like he is a true freshman, and he honestly has better accuracies than Calandria, but is not nearly the athlete. So on the biggest stage of the season, the freshman Brady Hart checks in for a 3rd and 15. Remains to be seen if he'll have to finish the game or not. Megwa out wide to the right. A throw over the middle is a bit high from Hart, and it's forced out of the hands of his receiver, Dejon Reynolds. According to the injury report, Calandria will be returning in this one. I'd expect to possibly see him on their next drive. 10-0 Hawaii early in this one, though. Tandy nearly getting away, only picks up 2. 2nd and 8 from the 36. Davis hands off Brandon High. A little bit of room to the outside. It's going to be a 3rd down. 4 yards to go for the first. Davis drops back to throw. Wants Jackson Harris, but it's a high ball that Harris has to come back to. And then he's short of the 1st down marker. A misstep from Davis. So a quick 3-and-out for Hawaii, and Calandria is back in the game for UNLV. Just the 1 play off. Brings a man over in motion, and then it's going to be a run play for Calandria. There's an early flag down. It's going to be on the Rebels. This is getting backed up. So they'll try it again. It's 1st and 20. Quick throw up the sideline is completed for a pickup of 18. And that makes it a 2nd and short. They've yet to run the ball in this game, as Calandria throwing over the middle. Wide open man is Xavier Watson. And they're into Hawaii territory. From the Rainbow Warriors 40, Calandria with time. Running out now as Ty Cole gets some pressure, swatted down by Reese Weber. 2nd and 10 from the 40 now. Out of the pistol is Calandria. Handoff Emeka Megwa as he breaks the tackle and has a 1st down picked up on his 1st carry of the day. From the Hawaii 27 now. Running out of time under pressure. Broken tackle for Xavier Watson on his way inside the 10 and tackled down at the 6. So UNLV on the doorstep of the end zone. 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. It's the I formation. Handoff Megwa, and a tackle from Noah Wiley stops him at the 5. 2nd and goal. And it's another handoff Megwa, and we're all over him. The man that got the pick 6, Zayden Maratarangi, with the tackle. 3rd and goal from the 5. Calandria by himself in the backfield. Has time, stepping up. He's going to scramble, and he's into the end zone for 6. Touchdown UNLV. They finally put a drive together, and it's back to a 1-score lead for Hawaii. 1st and 10, Hawaii up by 3. Their only touchdown so far coming off of the pick 6 as Vailahi's going backwards. Could be the final play of the 1st quarter here. Davis back to pass and scrambling to the right. He's going to take off and step out of bounds after a short pickup. On 3rd and 7, Davis takes the snap, looking to throw. Hit as he throws. It's floating and intercepted by a D lineman. DeMarshuis Davis with no time to throw, waiting for things to develop, and it's picked off of a deflection. Watch this O-line just collapse in front of Davis. It's a 5-man rush, but basically everyone got through, no problem. And then it's just a floater trying to throw it just to dump it off to Brandon High. Couldn't get it out quick enough, and it's picked. At least it didn't go for 6 like ours did, which was a very similar interception. Calandria, though, going to try to get the 6 with the offense. And it's a quick throw to Xavier Watson, and he's down at the 2-yard line, and our starting linebacker, Warren Lafaele, is exiting with an injury. We have been getting cooked by Xavier Watson, as now Calandria out of the shotgun, hands off Simpkins, untouched. Simpkins into the end zone, and UNLV will take the lead here in the 2nd quarter. The offense really yet to put together a really good drive as Davis is back to pass. Throwing outside, it's over the head of Broderick Butts, but there's a holding penalty on Dean Brisky anyway. So really just shooting ourselves in the foot here. It's a 1st and 19 from the 9 to start our new drive. This is a throw for Glenn Tandy. He can't break away from the defender. It's 2nd and 24 from our own 4, and now we got to be worried about a possible safety here. Davis back to throw, and a quick one over the middle will find Brandon White, and that'll get some of the yardage back to make it a 3rd and 12. Now we don't have to worry about possibly taking a safety from the 17. Davis out of the shotgun, back to pass, stepping up and scrambling. DeMarshuis Davis trying to do it for his team and get the 1st. But he's short of it. So 14 unanswered for the Rebels, and a chance to add some more as Calandria has warmed up officially. Over the middle, this is deflected. A chance for another pick, but it falls to the turf. Looks like that was Ty Cole or possibly Aiden McComber with the deflection. And now it's a 2nd and 10 from the 26. And it's play action, a quick throw to the tight end Xavier Watson for a 1st down. About 10 minutes left to go in the half. And it's going to be a keeper for Calandria, but we're right there. Caravaggio with the tackle for loss. 11 yards to go for the first now. Calandria, quick throw on the check down. Picks up 2, it's 3rd and 9. 3rd and 9 from the 38. Can the Hawaii defense get off the field? Blitz being sent, incomplete. Big hit from Julian Smith on Xavier Watson. So the offense with another chance. 9 minutes left to go in the second. Handoff Brandon high up the middle for 4. On second down, Davis play action and throwing to Vailahi. And Vailahi makes one man miss, but only manages to pick up 4 yards. And on 3rd and 2, Davis takes the snap, looking to throw and firing for Pefele Ashlock, who somehow keeps that in bounds for a few extra yards. So 1st and 10, Davis dropping back, throwing to the outside for Brandon high. It's broken up. On 2nd down, out of the shotgun, Davis to throw again. A little bit of a blitz being sent, a high ball for Harris, but he manages to turn it upfield and pick up a solid gain. Best drive in a while for the Bows. And from the 32, direct snap to Glenn Tandy, finding a bit of a running lane. Davis tries to pick up a block, but can't get there. 3rd and 3, Davis throwing and finding Pefele Ashlock. Not the best throw, but Ashlock makes the grab. 2nd and 10. Davis over the middle, finding Brandon White on the RPO, and it's 3rd and short. From the 6-yard line, Davis hands off Brandon high. He can't get through the mess of UNLV defenders. But on 4th and 3, our offensive coordinator wants us to go for this. So from the 6, 4th down and 3, Davis back to pass, scrambling now to the left side. He's not gonna get there, and UNLV will take over from the 6. The closing speed from the edge was incredible, and now the Rebels take over. Calandria out of the shotgun, play action, and a throw over the middle. Finds his target. It's Jay Beasley the second. That's the backup tight end. Definitely a pass-first offense, as we've noticed today. 1st and 10 from the 19. Handoff Megwa, though. They're on the ground this time, and 1-yard gain. So on 2nd down, Calandria with Simpkins in the backfield will go to the air. Calandria under pressure. Down he goes. It's Aiden McComber. 3rd and 15 now for UNLV. About 2 minutes left to go in the half. Calandria throwing over the middle, and he's going to pick up the 1st down yardage as we just can't keep up with Dejon Reynolds. A devastating pickup there. Seemed like we were getting off the field, and now UNLV will get to continue after the 2-minute timeout. 1st and 10. Calandria with time stepping up, firing for the halfback Megwa, running away from the linebackers. It's another 1st. And on 2nd and 9, it's a toss to Megwa on the speed option. He's losing 2 yards. 3rd and 11. Calandria running out of time. Jeremiah Newell with the sack, and it's 4th and 19. Timeout, Hawaii. We'll see if we can't add more points before the half. 44 seconds and 2 timeouts. Should be plenty of time to possibly get into field goal range. But these short passes continue to be high from DeMarcius Davis. 2nd and 6, 30 seconds left. Play action, and Davis is going down. 3rd and 11, and now we're just going to let that go to halftime. So we head to the half, down 10-14. UNLV seems to be in control of this one. Their offense has looked much better than ours. We're really only in this because of the pick 6. UNLV starts with the football here in the second half. They're going to try to make it a 2-possession lead. Megwa on a carry is going to pick up about 5. Pretty similar so far to our last meeting where they were really just forced to pass it constantly. 2nd and 5. Calandria, dump off to the right side is completed to Reynolds for a 1st. 1st and 10. Handoff Megwa, big running lane up the middle, good block, breaking away is Emeka Megwa. He's past the 40 and chased down by Avion Jones at the 36. So it's a 1st and 10 in Hawaii territory. Megwa, no gain this time. Calandria out of the shotgun. He's going to keep it on the read option, cuts it up the middle of the field. Calandria breaks away for 6, touchdown UNLV. Anthony Calandria is a very sneaky athlete. And this time he found a running lane on the read option, and the Rebels will go up 2 scores. 1st and 10 from the 19 for Hawaii, now down 21-10. It's been 21 unanswered for UNLV. A nice carry for Vailahi to start the half. 1st and 10 from the 30. Handoff Brandon High Jr., and he's going to pick up about 9 yards. 2nd and a short 1. Davis Setting up the screen for Tandy. A lot of running room for Glenn Tandy. Jukes out a couple defenders and has a nice pickup to the 47. First and 10 Bows from the UNLV 47. Back to pass and throwing over the middle, finding Broderick Butts, but it's in and out of his hands. Second down, Tandy is the back, and Tandy will get the carry. A really good one for Glenn Tandy, tackled forward for the first. First and 10 from the 35. Brandon High is now the back, and the running lane is closed. Second down out of the shotgun, back to pass with DeMarshius Davis. A throw for Brandon White will make it a 3rd and medium. 3rd and 5 from the 30. Davis drops back to pass, dumps it off to Pefele Ashlock. He got the first, but there is a flag down. It's Alani Afalava. This one's coming back. It was a super late holding call, but it pushes us all the way back to the 40, and now it's a 3rd and 15. Davis back to pass and throwing for Brandon White. He's got some work to do, but he's not going to make it to the first down. It's a 47-yard attempt for Caleb Sempebwa. Kick on its way, and he misses it wide to the left. No good, and still no points for Hawaii. So UNLV takes over, firmly in control of this one. And we'll see if the Hawaii defense can get a stop and help their offense out as Calandria's going down. Ko Akana was the first man to meet him. 2nd and 17 after the huge loss. Xavier Watson, tight end, is in motion, and it's read option, and Calandria on a really good pickup. There is a flag down as Calandria takes a pretty big hit. This is coming back. Even with that penalty, it's still going to be a 2nd and 11 from the 28. Calandria with Megwa in the backfield, and it's play action and then a dump off to the tight end. It'll be 3rd and 7. 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. A 3rd and 7 for Calandria and company. He has a man switch sides of the field. Man in motion. They're running out of time to snap this. They get it off with 1 second left, and the throw is way high over the head of Tayshawn Lyons, and they'll punt it away. From the 33, 1st and 10. Davis hands off Tandy, and he'll pick up 3 yards. 2nd down. Davis back to pass. And throwing for Brandon White makes one man look stupid before picking up the first down. So a 1st and 10 at the 47. Davis back to pass. Scrambling. Firing deep down the field. He's got Jackson Harris. Touchdown, Rainbow Warriors. He bought his receiver time, and he made his way to the end zone. And Hawaii will get back within a score. First time the offense has gotten to the end zone today. We are going for the 2-point conversion. Going to try to make it a 3-point game so that a field goal would tie from the 3. Davis throwing for Harris. It's incomplete in the double coverage. A horrible kick return has UNLV starting from their own 10. And we need this defense to get another stop. 3:30 left to be played in the 3rd. And it's a handoff. Megwa, Noah Wiley is there. It's a pickup of 2. 2nd and long from the 12 now as Calandria is back to pass and throwing over the middle. This is completed. Broken tackle and spinning to the turf is Vandravius Jacobs. Jacobs actually the wide receiver 1 on this team, but I think that's his first catch on the day. It's been a lot of Xavier Watson, the tight end. Now it's a 3rd and 2. Simpkins is the back, but Calandria will look to throw. Stepping up, he's going to scramble. He does have the first down and a little bit more to the 26. 1st down and 10. Rebels on the move. Megwa going backwards. Ko Akana with a huge TFL. The senior looking to make an impact here in the final game of the Mountain West season. 2nd and 15, Calandria throw outside is caught, but then broken up by Courtney Collins. So it's a 3rd and 15 for UNLV. We saw them convert one of these earlier. Calandria throws it high. It's swatted down by Weber. He definitely could have picked that off, but we'll take the incompletion and the 4th down. 1st and 10, Hawaii, a chance to retake the lead for the first time since the 10-0 beginning of the game. This is a handoff by Lahi as he's brought down instantly. A loss of 4 on the play. It's 2nd and 14, setting up a screen. Brandon High is the recipient, and High will get us pretty close to the first down yardage. That will also end the 3rd quarter. 3rd and short from the 38. Safeties come down. Davis back to pass, running out of time. It's at the feet of Pefele Ashlock, who had a step on the defender. We elect to punt it away and pin UNLV deep. They start from their own 4. Need to try to get to safety. A quick throw to the outside. This is going to pick up a lot of yardage. They're going to be way past safety to the 40, breaking another tackle, and finally brought down is Tayshawn Lyons. He made it all the way to the 45 from the 4. Calandria is faking the handoff, and then a pass to the outside. I am surprised he threw that. It's a loss of 3. 2nd and 13 after the big loss. Calandria back to pass over the middle. That is completed. Broken tackle, but brought down at the 49. So now it's a 3rd down and 6. Megwa and Calandria. It's going to be a throw to the outside for Watson. He's short of the 1st down marker. Well played by the Hawaii defense. 1st and 10 for the Bows. We start from our own 25. Vailahi on a carry. And the running game has been surprisingly good today. Kind of been the inverse of normal. Normally the running game is terrible and the passing game is good. Passing game not quite been there today. Brandon High, a carry up the gut. He did get the 1st down. Tandy is the back on 1st down and 10, and it will be a handoff to Tandy, but he's tackled instantly. 2nd and 14 after the TFL. Davis throwing Pefele Ashlock's way. A lot of running room for Pefele Ashlock up the sideline and inside the UNLV 40. 8 minutes left to go in this one. 1st and 10 from the 37. Zaire Brissy on a carry, but a free blitzer brings him down in the backfield. Feels like maybe I jinxed the running game, saying it was good. 2nd and 12. Davis back to pass, throwing over the middle. He wants Ashlock with a reception. The senior wideout up to the 20. And now the Bows are into the red zone just inside that 20-yard line. Handoff Brandon High Jr., another free blitzer. And Brandon High just gets tripped up by his own lineman. 3rd and 8. Davis back to pass in the direction of Pefele Ashlock, a big time grab from the star wideout. That goes for a 1st down and it keeps the drive alive. 1st and goal from the 8. A throw for Oki Salavea. If he's got the speed, he can get to the end zone. He's tackled a couple yards short. 2nd and goal. Davis throwing. Jackson Harris, touchdown Rainbow Warriors, and we will retake the lead late in the 4th. This was mostly the Pefele Ashlock drive, but Jackson Harris gets his right at the end to punch us in. And we are going for the 2-point conversion from the 3. Davis throwing. Harris, it's caught for the 2. That is a huge jump ball catch for Jackson Harris, and it puts us up by 3 points with 5.5 left to play. The defense has been playing well, and the offense is starting to wake up. Will we upset UNLV in the Mountain West Championship? It's punched out, incomplete on 1st down. 3rd and 10. I don't know if it would be 4-down territory yet for UNLV, down by 3 points. We'll see if they convert here, though. A deep shot taken way down the field. Cole is in coverage, and he breaks this one up. It was intended for Dejon Reynolds, and they're going to punt it away. 1st and 10, Hawaii. We are in the driver's seat. A touchdown could be the dagger. On 1st down, Davis over the middle. It's at the feet of Jackson Harris. Brandon White, by the way, dealing with some injury concerns. That's why you see Tama Uliata out wide to the right. It's 2nd and 10 from the 37. As Davis is back to throw, hit as he throws. That was scary. Nearly another interception. 3rd and 10. And in motion is Vailahi, and then Davis will look to throw for Oki Salavea. He can't break away. It's 4th and 1, and we have to punt it here. Under 4 minutes left to play. UNLV needs a field goal to tie. 1st and 10, starting from the left hash of their own 20. And it's a read option, a pancake block as Calandria takes off, but only picks up a yard. 2nd and 9. We're down to 3 minutes left to play. Not a ton of urgency here from UNLV. That's completed. Now it's a 3rd down and 2. Simpkins is the back. Calandria out of the shotgun will keep it on a read option. He's got the 1st and then some. Past the 40, nearing midfield, and spinning down past the midfield line. And now they do go to the hurry up. Again, only needing the field goal to tie. They are close to field goal range now. Probably want another 10 to 15 yards or so. They could let this go to the 2-minute timeout. We'll see what they elect to do. No, they will snap it. It's a quick throw to the outside, and that's not going very far, and we will hit the 2-minute timeout. 2nd and 9 from the 48. Play action, and down goes Calandria. It's Noah Wiley. A bullet off the edge. It is 4-down territory, obviously. They do not need to get all of it back here. Calandria, though, with plenty of time now running out. Dumps it off to the left side. They'll get about 5 yards back. It's 4th and 10. They do still have all 3 of their timeouts, so we can't say that the game comes down to this just yet, but it certainly is a very important play. It's completed, but then going out of bounds. Turnover on downs. Hawaii takes over. A first down ends the game and sees Hawaii as Mountain West champions. Davis will hand off to Brandon High up the middle. Timeout UNLV. I think no matter what, we have to keep it on the ground here. Force them to use those timeouts. Brandon High is the back up the middle. It's a first down for Hawaii, and that should do it. In the victory formation is DeMarshua Davis. UNLV has beaten us twice in the series, but we will take the most important victory, beating them in the Mountain West Championship. So Hawaii wins the Mountain West in year number 2, an admittedly much weaker Mountain West than the one you saw last year with the likes of Boise State. But a win is a win. You can only play the competition you're given, and I think we did a great job against them this year, getting the upset victory against UNLV on the road. A great job from the defense to keep us in it, and the offense finally got it together to win the Mountain West in year number 2. This was a really fun game. Hawaii, the defense in particular, I think really stepped up in the second half. Although it wasn't exactly a high scoring game just in general. It was obviously 48-38 in our first meeting this year. So much lower scoring. I tried to make more of an emphasis on getting pressure on Calandria, sent a lot more blitzes this game than I did in week 8. And that appears to have paid off. Calandria, not nearly the same completion percentage. Still had a pretty good game and had honestly an unfortunate pick 6. That's kind of the difference here. DeMarshua Davis had the one interception that was a little bit of a fluke, but otherwise extremely good day. 22 of 31, 265, 70% with 2 tuds. On the ground, Brandon High Jr. 11 for 48, Tandy 7 for 30. Vailahi, though, was the best by average today. The running game I felt like was actually working pretty decent for a majority of this game. Really spread the love through the air today, but Jackson Harris did have 2 touchdown grabs. Pefele Ashlock with 5 for 87. Brandon White led us in receptions, but did miss most of the fourth quarter with some type of injury. And then defensively, Ko Akana and I think Noah Wiley in particular were awesome today. Aiden McCombra was fantastic. Fortunately for us, as long as these guys aren't transferring out, other than Ko Akana, nobody else is a senior of the guys I just mentioned. So we've got a pretty young D-line that I think is pretty talented. So in just the second season as the head coach of Hawaii, Johnny McNulty is a Mountain West champion. I do want you to take this with a bit of a grain of salt. Outside of UNLV, this was a pretty weak Mountain West this year that I think was completely up for grabs. We beat most of the bad teams and therefore found ourselves in the championship and just managed to beat UNLV. I think obviously if Boise State is still around, we don't even make it to the championship game. But like I said, you can only play the hand that you're dealt, and that's what we did, and we are Mountain West champions for it. We are, by the way, up to B- championship contender after that victory, which means that Brandon High Jr. and Sesi Vailahi are coming down from their risk of transfer. Brandon High, I think, is looking for a B or a B+, but Vailahi is looking for a B-. If I had to pick one, I would pick Brandon High, but I would take Vailahi back, obviously. Here's a look at the conference champions. FIU winning the Conference USA, Oregon State winning the Pac-12. We, of course, win the Mountain West. Arizona State beating Texas Tech in the Big 12. Buffalo beating Bowling Green for the MAC championship. The Sun Belt is won by Southern Miss. The American is won by 11th ranked Tulane. Texas sneaking by Alabama to win the SEC. USC beating UCLA in the Big 10. And in the ACC, Virginia Tech wins by a touchdown over Pitt. So we do now officially have the CFP bracket. We are, of course, not here, but in the first round, Oklahoma will play Virginia Tech, UCLA, Georgia, Tulane, Alabama, Duke versus Florida. And your top 4 teams are Texas, Notre Dame, Arizona State, and USC. Now, my assumption is that we will actually still have one more game to play, and that should be a bowl game. So let's go ahead and advance. We do get a commit from tight end Caleb Proctor. I think he's actually an athlete. He reads as a tight end, which is a need, need, but we can see where he best fits. We get a commit from Adrian Genus, a defensive tackle from Texas. And Hawaii has been invited to play in the LA Bowl against Washington. And I'm not gonna lie, this Washington Huskies team outclasses us pretty significantly. Outside of maybe our first week game against Boise State, this is probably the best team we are going to face. And I would definitely say that our 9-4 record through the Mountain West is a bit inflated due to the fact that we play in the Mountain West. And that's how we ended up playing such a tough opponent here in a bowl game. This is a very solid roster and definitely a lot better than ours. As you see me scroll through this list, a lot of 80+ guys. We have very few 80+ guys. This is going to be a tough matchup for sure. Welcome everybody to the LA Bowl, where the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors look to cap off a great season where they won the Mountain West with a bowl victory. But it'll be easier said than done as they face the Washington Huskies, a team that I would say is pretty well out of our league. The Huskies are led by quarterback James McCauley, and they have Javion Thomas as the main halfback. He gets a carry up the middle, breaking a tackle, juking another defender, and it's a pickup of 18 to start his day. This is really kind of a game to see if one of the top teams in the Mountain West can contend with one of the more middle of the pack teams in the Big Ten. So a lot to prove here today for Hawaii, an entire conference on their shoulders. 2nd and 2 from just past the 50. McCauley hands this one off, and a TFL. We're in the backfield. No gain for Thomas, so now on a 3rd and 3. McCauley out of the shotgun, looks to throw, fires over the middle, has a man wide open, and it's a huge pickup for Washington once again. That's Tobias Merriweather, the wide receiver 1 for this Huskies team. And Washington is on the move early, approaching the red zone, just a couple yards short of it. McCauley calling an audible and then handing this off to Thomas, who breaks away to the outside and is brought down by Javion Cole at the 7. This is pretty obviously the best team we have faced this season, maybe since Boise State. It's a 1st and goal from the 7. And back to pass is McCauley, throwing over the middle, incomplete, well defended by the safety Julian Smith. 2nd down, Washington. McCauley hands off Thomas and breaking tackles, but going down at the 4, 3rd and goal. It's an empty set for McCauley from the 4, and he is back to pass. Corner of the end zone, incomplete, swatted out of the hands by Javion Cole, but their offense is staying on the field. So now a 4th and goal from the 4, Washington looking to get into the end zone. As McCauley running out of time, Noah Wiley chasing him down, and Noah Wiley with another sack on his season. What a great year it's been for Noah Wiley, and it's a turnover on downs for Washington. Here comes Demarcius Davis and the Hawaii offense. Starting from our own 8, it'll be a handoff to Vailahi up the middle for Sesi Vailahi, and a 1st down carry for him. Not sure if Vailahi or Brandon High will be with the team in their senior seasons, as they've both been considering transferring all year. A guy who will be with the team, though, is Glenn Tandy. A good carry for Tandy, and the running game is working on the first 2 attempts. I've really been liking the rotation of halfbacks we have with our top 3 guys, as Brandon High gets his first carry but only gets a yard. 2nd and 9. Play action as Davis throws over the middle. A high ball for Oki Salavea is poked out of his hands. That was a duck of a throw from Demarcius Davis, but I think Salavea needs to be holding on to that one. 3rd and 9. Davis back to pass. A throw outside for Ashlock is poked away, and it's 4th down, Hawaii. So no points on the board for either team on their first drive, though Washington sure did get a lot closer. And it'll be play action. McCauley with all day. A nice little lob pass over the linebackers is completed for a huge pickup. It's Kevin Green Jr. on the reception. The Huskies go with tempo. They're past the 45 at the 43. McCauley on a carry. He loses the football. It's recovered by a Washington receiver, and it'll be a pickup of 3. Pretty insane play there on 1st down. Now it's a 2nd and 7 at the 40. Washington lucky to still have the football. McCauley with time swatted down, it's Ty Cole. A surprising vertical from the big fella in the middle. The freshman looking to start his sophomore campaign strong by ending the freshman campaign strong. McCauley back to pass, stepping up and over the middle, finding his target. It's another 1st down for the Huskies. So far, the defense struggling to keep up. We are lucky there's still a 0 on the board for Washington. From the 28 now, man in motion. McCauley With time now running out, Ko Akana is in the backfield. A loss of 8 for the Huskies. Nice to see that we're able to find some pressure with just a 4-man rush there. Ko Akana with the sack. Handoff. Thomas, big running lane up the middle. He's going to have the first and plenty more down at the 10. The run blocking has been elite for Washington so far. And now it's basically goal to go from the 10-yard line, just inches outside of the 10 as they send Thomas in motion, and McCauley will look to throw. A quick one is completed for a pickup of about 6. 4 minutes left to play in the first quarter. They're back inside the 5 once again. We keep him out of the end zone. Thomas untouched. Touchdown Huskies. And it seems that if we want to keep up in this one, we are going to have to get a lot of offense going, as our defense just cannot contend with this Washington offense. So far, the Huskies proving that the Big Ten is kind of just on another level, as we have not really managed to stop much of anything defensively. Lucky that we're not down 2 scores. Vailahi, another good carry for him. I would say of the top 3 halfbacks, Vailahi has been the weakest as of late, but off to a strong start here in the LA Bowl. Brandon High will get a carry, and an arm tackle only allows him a yard. 2nd and 9 for the Bows. Davis scrambling and dumping to Brandon White, who breaks the tackle and has a pickup of 6 to make it a 3rd and 3. From the 43, back to passes Davis. He wants Brandon White again, and it's a first down for the senior wideout. Brandon White was the 3rd option all year, but man, was he a very solid 3rd option. Brought a lot of speed to the receiver room. Definitely going to be missed after he graduates this season. 1st and 10, Davis over the middle, finds Jackson Harris, the top wideout on the team, and it's dropped. Still 1 more year likely for Harris, unless he decides to move on and maybe declare for the draft or potentially transfer out. In the backfield now is Zaire Brissy. Davis back to pass, throwing for the backup tight end, Kaysen Gallimore. Taking over as the tight end, 1 more than likely next season. Oki Salavea to be graduating after this year. 1st and 10 Hawaii, as quietly we've had a very quality drive. Glenn Tandy on the carry, 1 yard picked up. Start of the second quarter, 7-0 Washington, as Hawaii is on the move. 2nd and 9, a pass for Jackson Harris is just a touch overthrown, and Davis knows he missed him. 3rd and 9, Davis dropping back to pass. Scrambling now to his left, a flag is down, Davis gonna throw it away. And the flag is going to be a holding, it looks like, on Alani Afalava. A 50-yard field goal attempt on its way, and missing wide left is Caleb Simpebwa. Simpebwa will be a senior kicker next year. Hopefully the accuracy goes up for him. 1st and 10, Washington takes back over, and a completion to the tight end as they get to the 50. 1st down Huskies. McCauley quick throw, and that finds Tobias Merriweather for a short pickup. 7 for 10 and over 100 yards already for McCauley. And it's been even easier on the ground, I might argue, as Thomas, using that top speed, breaks this to the outside. Thomas up the sideline. Nobody's going to catch him. Touchdown, Washington. Javion Thomas with the top speed to burn the whole defense up the sideline for 6, and Washington extends their lead. 1st and 10 Bows in a 2-score hole now. Another flag is down. This time it's on Broderick Butts, the freshman receiver. 1st and 16 after the penalty. Davis under pressure, hit as he throws. Was trying to wait for Ashlock. It just took too long to develop. 2nd and 16. Davis back to pass and throwing for Pefele Ashlock. Makes 1 man miss, and he's tackled just short of a first down. 3rd and 2. Davis hands off to Brandon High. He's not going to get the first. He's a yard short. But the offense, already down 2 scores, is staying on the football field. 4th and 1 from the 30. Handoff to the fullback. I don't think he got it, and Washington will take over. Struggling to get anything going. Offensively, defensively, it doesn't really matter. Washington takes back over. Man in motion is Thomas, and McCauley will look to throw. And open over the middle. Broken tackle and a first down for the Huskies. 10 minutes left in the half. McCauley and the offense in the red zone now, and a throw is missed finally from McCauley. On 2nd down from just inside the 20. Handoff Thomas up the middle. There's a flag down. This is probably coming back. Thomas is all the way down to the 1, and it's Merriweather with a block in the back. So thankfully for us, a 2nd and 10 instead of a 1st and goal from the 1. As McCauley over the middle, that's a scary throw, nearly picked, but incomplete. Third down, they have to get inside the 10 for the first, as McCauley with time. Ty Cole getting some pressure, and McCauley clearly felt it, missing the throw. So a good stand from the defense, only allowing 3 after the turnover on downs. Play action as looking to throw is DeMarcius Davis, and finding Jackson Harris room to run for Harris. And a solid pickup for the Bows. First and 10 at the 44. Glenn Tandy on a carry. Blocking's not great, but he still manages to pick up 4 yards. That'll make it a second down and 6. Davis throwing, diving catch for Pefele Ashlock. Second and 8, blitz being sent. Davis gonna dump this to Broderick Butts to make it a 3rd and medium. 3rd down and 5. Davis quick throw, finding Jackson Harris for a first down. Slowly but surely working our way downfield from the 25. Zaire Bresee up the gut, and a big carry for the freshman halfback sees Hawai'i to the 11. On second down from the 11, Davis dumping this off to Kaysen Gallimore. It's only going to pick up 4 for 3rd and 6. 5 minutes left to go in the half. Davis trying to set up the screen for Brandon High. And Brandon High needs to find his way to the edge. He's very close to the first. It is 4th and inches. And once again, the offense is staying on the field. It is I formation for the Bows. 4th and inches with Zaire Bresee in the backfield, but a sneak for DeMarcius Davis gets the first down, but somehow misses the end zone. So from the half-yard line, direct snap, Zaire Bresee, he's gonna go backwards, losing about a yard. Vailahi checks back in for the 2nd and goal. Throw for Jackson Harris, completed and into the end zone for the first Hawai'i score of the day. Jackson Harris was always gonna get his. He finds it here late in the second, and we chip away at the Washington lead. Lots of time left on the clock for Washington to find additional points, but now it is 17-7, a little more respectable from the Warriors, as now McCauley's being chased, but Noah Wiley can't bring him down, and it's going to be a completion for a pickup of 14. 1st and 10, McCauley dumping this off, and that is completed for a short pickup of 2. 2-minute timeout, 2nd and 8 from the 41, Washington driving. As McCauley with so much time going deep down the middle. It's a little bit of a high throw for Merriweather, who definitely had a step. McCauley's seen patting his chest after the missed throw. He knows that's on him. Should have been a big pickup. Instead, it's a 3rd down situation for the Huskies. McCauley running out of time again. A bit of pressure from Ty Cole, but it's not enough to throw off the throw from McCauley, and it's a 1st down again for Washington. In Hawai'i territory now, 1.5 minutes left to be played. And McCauley time again, but Noah Wiley gets some pressure, incomplete once again. Another high ball from McCauley. You figured he'd be settled in by now, but maybe the nerves still getting to the quarterback, as now it's a 2nd and 10 from the 36. McCauley out of time. Noah Wiley with a sack. 3rd and 16. McCauley under pressure again, finding Merriweather on the wide receiver screen. And it's going to be 4th down and 8. They're bringing out the kicking team. This is a 51-yarder from the left hash. It is up, and it definitely has the leg. That is plenty good from the Washington kicker. And they add 3 more. 54 seconds, 2 timeouts for the Bows. Can they add any more points before the half? Davis throwing over the middle, finding Pefele Ashlock, breaking tackles. Ashlock up all the way to the 44, and Hawai'i will hurry it up. Clock starts ticking again after the 1st down, and a throw over the middle is nearly intercepted in the direction of Jackson Harris. 3rd and short for the Bows. Davis back to pass, stuck on Vailahi, stepping up, scrambling, and sliding down at the 38. Clock starts ticking again, 1st and 10. Davis throw for Harris is completed. We're going to use our last timeout. So this basically has to go to the end zone, the sideline, or out of bounds. Davis is back to pass, stepping up again, finding Glenn Tandy. He'll pick up a few more yards, but now the clock will continue to roll, and Hawai'i will hurry to the line. They will be able to spike this football with just a few seconds left, and we can hopefully add a field goal. The kick is on its way, veering to the right. It's off the upright and no good from Sempebwa. Another missed kick for him on the season, and Hawai'i unable to add any additional points. We head to the half half, Washington up 2 scores. It's been a struggle for the Hawaii offense, but 2 missed field goals is certainly not helping the cause. Davis, a high ball for Harris as he was immediately under pressure. 2nd and 10, Davis back to throw. He wants Harris again, and Jackson Harris has a pickup of 6. So it's a 3rd and 4 for the Rainbows. And a throw for Glenn Tandy is caught for a first down. From the 39, Davis hands off Vailahi, nowhere to go. 2nd and 8. Davis scrambling again, and a throw for Brandon White is completed to make it 3rd and 5. From the 44, Vailahi sent in motion. And a throw over the middle, finding Oki Salavea, the tight end, for a first. Solid start to the drive for Hawaii. Brandon High on a carry up the middle. Some running room for Brandon High, and he's marked with a first down. 2nd down and 10. Davis throwing, hit as he throws. He was looking downfield for Tandy. 3rd down, blitz being sent. DeMarshaus Davis hit as he throws, but finding Pefele Ashlock for the first down, pick up to the 16. Standing tall is Davis, and now from the 16, he's back to pass again. Scrambling, throwing off his back foot, but finding Oki Salavea, who is inches short of the end zone. I don't know how he doesn't get that football in, but now from the half-yard line, it's a 1st and goal. Direct snap to Brandon High. Fumbles the football. It's recovered by a Rainbow Warrior, thankfully. So it's a 2nd and goal. He was reaching for the goal line. He couldn't get it. Now it'll be Glenn Tandy trying to do the same. He also will not get it. From the 1, a 3rd and goal. A throw for Oki Salavea is caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Hawaii. And the senior tight end in his final game in a Rainbow Warriors uniform will get a touchdown to cut the lead down to 1 score for the Huskies. 1st and 10 Washington, and I hate to break the news to you guys, but if those 2 field goals are made, we're tied up here in the LA Bowl. Nearly a pick still in the air, but then it falls incomplete. He was looking for the tight end Ryan Otten, but it falls incomplete. Now it's 2nd down for the Huskies. McCauley out of the shotgun calling some shots. Under pressure, Shaq Moffitt, the freshman edge rusher. 3rd and 17 for Washington. McCauley running out of time, hit as he throws, launching one deep for Merriweather. It's incomplete, knocked down by Courtney Collins. Hawaii not going down without a fight. Excellent starting field position from the 47. Davis will hand this off to Vailahi, and I think he gained 2. 2nd and 8. Davis, quick throw for Brandon High Jr. is completed, and that's a first down. 1st and 10 from the 41. Back to pass again. Davis, a quick dump off to Zaire Brissy, who never turned around. It hit him in the helmet and falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 as Tandy checks in. High snap. Horrible blocking as the center really just prevents Tandy from running downhill. A solid start to this drive has completely fallen apart, and it's 3rd and 14. Davis throwing and missing the mark. Saw Brandon White open down the sideline too late. It ends up just serving as a throwaway. Washington still in the lead as they take over from their own 18. Offense has not found much traction in a while as McCauley over the middle will find a big play pickup up to the 40. The coverage over the middle of the field was horrendous there, and it's a big time first down for Washington as they gain some momentum on this new drive. McCauley, quick throw on the RPO is completed, and that'll pick up 7. 2nd down Huskies. Thomas still the back, has not gotten a carry in a while, gets one here. Run blocking's really good, and I'm surprised they haven't stuck with the run as he's got 120 yards on 8 rushes. The run blocking has been immaculate for the Huskies, but it seems like they've mostly decided to go to the air. And maybe that is why they find themselves with only the 1-score lead. Thomas tackled by Julian Smith in the backfield, losing 3 yards. 3rd and long for Washington. McCauley running out of time. A blitzer gets home, but McCauley scrambles away, finds Merriweather, and it's a first down picked up for Washington. Merriweather nearly breaking away for 6, but tripped up at the 18. That's the 2nd time in this game that McCauley has slipped away from a sack, and he punished us big time here Now from the 18, Washington back in the red zone. Quick throw to Merriweather. Really good block picked up. Merriweather falling forward. He's a yard short of the end zone. Washington looking to extend their lead as we head to the fourth quarter. Thomas diving into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. Nearly had the stop with a sack. Instead, it's once again a 2-score lead. 27-14 back in a 2-score hole are the Bows. A throw for Brandon White is going to pick up a first down. Fourth quarter underway, final quarter of action here in season number 2. It starts with a Glenn Tandy handoff for a pickup of 4. 3rd and 6. Man in motion is Vailahi. Davis throwing over the middle. It's intercepted as he looked for Pefele Ashlock. Broken tackle, no, falling down at the 50. And Washington takes over in a game they were already in control of. It's honestly just well played from the safety, being able to cover that much ground and end up with the pick. First and 10, Huskies, handoff up the middle. Thomas brought down by Reese Weber. And I think if this game tells you anything, it tells you that Hawaii is probably not ready to leave the Mountain West. It's one of the weaker conferences in college football. That's why we managed to win it this season, but I don't know if we could hang with even the Pac-12 currently. Obviously, the team might get a little bit better going into next season, but it all remains to be seen, and we definitely can't contend with Big Ten opponents at the moment, although this game I think is closer than it looks. I don't want to count us out just yet. It's obviously still possible, but we'd need a bit of a miracle to make the comeback at this point as McCauley throws, and this is intercepted. Is that the miracle I was talking about? Javion Cole with his 2nd pick on the season and only the 3rd on the year for the Rainbow Warriors. I was sounding defeated. Javion Cole gets a pick. It's only the 3rd on the year for this Bows defense. Sesi Vailahi up the middle, a first down carry, and Hawaii's regaining momentum. First and 10 from the 44, Davis back to throw and just dumping this to Pefele Ashlock for a short gain. 2nd and 6. Looking to throw with Davis again, and Pefele Ashlock is drilled. A high ball from Davis, incomplete. 3rd and 6. DeMarcius Davis back to pass again. Under some pressure. Throwing, cross body, finding Oki Salavea wide open in the middle of the field. An off-balance throw from DeMarcius Davis, and it's a 1st and 10 at the Washington 32. Brandon Hyde Jr. with a nice carry, a juke move, and a first down. 8 minutes left to go. We need to get into the end zone twice. Vailahi, another carry. It's been a good day for Vailahi, a pickup of 9. We have to find the end zone on this drive or it is all over. Carry up the middle for Glenn Tandy, goes for a 1st and goal. From the 10-yard line, Davis throwing, it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. He had Ashlock wide open. Under 7 minutes now. Trying to set up a screen for Brandon High. Following his blockers, but they're not good enough. 3rd and goal from the 9. Davis back to pass, a throw for Zaire Brissy. Touchdown Hawaii, and we are still alive in the LA Bowl. The freshman Zaire Brissy in the receiving game. Touchdown Rainbow Warriors. It's going to be 27-21. So now we need the defense to step up and get a stop. Pretty much any points from Washington would be the dagger in this one. There's 6 minutes left to play. Thomas will get a carry, spins out Maritarangi, and it is a pickup of 5. 2nd down. Back to pass is McCauley. It's a screen set up for Thomas. Good blocking. A pancake block, but Collins manages to trip him anyway. 5 minutes left. It's a 1st and 10 for the Huskies. And a quick throw to the outside is completed, and he's going to fall all the way to a first down. Like I said, any points would virtually be the dagger. We have to keep them out of field goal range. And it's a handoff to Thomas, outrunning everyone. Thomas blown up by Courtney Collins. 2nd and 9. McCauley will go to the air this time. Running out of time, and it's a sack for Warren Lafaele. Javion Cole also involved. And this is the biggest 3rd down and 15 of the entire season. There are 3 minutes left to play. This would be a huge first down for Washington. We need this stop. McCauley with all day to throw. Great pocket, wide open man, and it's a first down for the Huskies. The coverage broke down. We could not get any pressure. And it's a 1st and 10 for Washington. They are basically in field goal range at this point. Over the middle, McCauley broken up. That is a huge breakup from Reese Weber. If that is completed, the game is essentially over. That was a very clutch play from Weber. Can we pay him back? McCauley with so much time, literally all day, dumping it to Thomas, who breaks the tackle into the open field. And Thomas has a huge first down to the 23. The Huskies are well in field goal range at this point, and a field goal would basically end it. McCauley, a throw to the outside is completed. We'll start using timeouts. It's really all we can do. 2nd and 3. McCauley to throw over the middle, finds Merriweather, and this one basically feels over. 1st and goal from the 4. We're about to hit the 2-minute timeout, but they'll be able to run one more play. And it's a handoff, broken tackle, but losing yardage is Adam Muhammad, the halfback, too. 2nd and goal as Thomas is back in the game, and it's a carry for him up the middle. Really good blocking, and Thomas is into the end zone for the dagger. Touchdown Huskies, and they are going to win the LA Bowl against the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors, who fought valiantly to the end but came up short. First down Bows. All we can do at this point is try and work out some type of miracle in this one. There's a flag down though, which is not a good sign to start this drive. 1st and 20 from the 15. Davis dumping this off to Glenn Tandy, and he'll pick up a good chunk of yardage. 2nd and 8 as the clock starts rolling again. A throw for Jackson Harris is completed. He gets out of bounds. 3rd and 1. Davis stepping up and firing into the turf as he takes a hit. 4th and 1. Davis, quick throw for Jackson Harris is completed. And we'll hurry it up after the first. From the 40, 1st and 10, DeMarcius Davis throwing for Jackson Harris. He holds on, which is maybe a worse outcome than we wanted as the clock continues to roll. The coverage downfield has just been far too good. About a minute left in our season. The throw for Brandon White is completed. Alani Afalava will exit with an injury, which does stop the clock. Past midfield now, Davis throwing, and they're just covering deep down the field. We'll hurry it up again from 2nd and 3. 50 seconds left. Another quick throw over the middle is for Pefele Ashlock. That's going to pick up a good chunk of yardage. 1st and 10 at the 46. As we throw outside for Brandon White, we'll use our last timeout. 2nd and 6. Davis back to throw, and for Ashlock, it is incomplete. It's knocked out of his hands. They're obviously just trying to keep us out of the end zone here. 3rd and 6. Davis hit as he throws again. 4th and 6. The season comes down to this play. A throw for Jackson Harris leads him out of bounds. It's a turnover on downs, and the season is officially over. McCauley and the Huskies on to take a knee, and that will do it for the LA Bowl. A good effort from Hawaii against a Big Ten opponent, but we were just outmatched today. 34-21 is the final. I think the Bows are firmly atop the Mountain West alongside teams like UNLV and San Jose State. But I think when it comes to being outside of the Mountain West, there's not a whole lot teams we're going to beat consistently, especially in bigger conferences with power schools out of the Big Ten. DeMarcius Davis tried his very best. 57 pass attempts, 66%, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick on the day for him. We were playing from behind for most of the game, so not a ton of running, but Vailahi had a really good day. Glenn Tandy, on the other hand, was pretty bad with only a 2.6 average. In the receiving game, Jackson Harris 11 for 79, Pefele Ashlock in his final game 6 for 79, Brandon White in his final game with 6 grabs. We honestly had a great top 3 receivers. I was really happy with these 3 all season. Sad to see Ashlock and White go, but excited to see what some future players like Tama Uliata, Broderick Butts, as well as some other redshirt freshmen next season can do. Defensively, Noah Wiley has emerged to me as a little bit of a star on this D-line. 2 sacks for him again on the day, firmly into double digits now. A sack for Shaq Moffitt, who I think has really played a bit better here late in the season. Keo Akana will be graduating, but he had a great year. And Javion Cole also graduating, but did get another pick today. But I am pretty happy with a 9-5 season for our Rainbow Warriors, and that officially ends the year. One thing I did want to show you guys before we advance and get sort of into the offseason, now that it is early National Signing Day, we can see development traits of anyone who has already committed. So we lost out on Alex Rich, but he does only have normal dev. And so far, the only 2 we've lost out on are normal development. I won't spoil our own players' development traits yet. I figure it's more fun to see those in the offseason all at once. So went ahead and advanced to the National national championship, let's take a look at the bracket. It is Arizona State and Georgia in the national championship game. And here is how we got there. Oklahoma beating Virginia Tech, Georgia dominating UCLA, Tulane barely squeaking by Alabama, and Florida beating Duke. Ultimately, Notre Dame beats Florida by a point, Arizona State beating Tulane, Georgia beating the one-seeded Texas, USC defeats Oklahoma, and then Georgia over USC by double their score, and a pretty dominant victory for Arizona State as well over Notre Dame. And that's how we ended up with the 3 seed versus the 8 seed in the national championship. And the winner of the national championship is the Georgia Bulldogs, 49-38 over the Sun Devils. And speaking of Arizona State, we played them earlier this season, and I felt like we played them pretty close. But Georgia back at the top of the college football world to end season number 2. But anyway, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching and for the continued support. The next episode will be the off-season episode. We'll do a quick season recap as we always do, and then head into the off-season and prepare for season number 3. Shout out as always to the channel members for continuing to support me, and if you find yourself coming back on the regular and you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and hit that sub button for me. It does help me out a lot. I'll see you guys in the next episode as Hawaii gets ready for season number 3.